Okay, if you've ever said, nope, I'm not distracting, I'll just do machines. Or you tried distracting once and instantly got hit or grabbed. Trust me, you're not the only one. Most players think distracting is scary, stressful, or just straight up impossible. But after this video, you're literally going to say, wait, that's it? That's all I had to do? So if you've ever been scared to distract, I'm going to show you the easy way, calm, consistent, and stress-free. In Dandy's world, you've got three main roles. Extractors, they do the machines. Supports, they heal people and give boost. And then you have the distractor. Your job as a distractor isn't to do machines at all. Your job is to control chaos. If you're doing it right, your team barely even sees the monsters. They just hear the machines popping and everything feels smooth. And yes, it's way easier than people think. Now before we get into the movement and the rhythm of distracting, I want to show you something that makes learning so much easier. This tune right here, Looey. He's the best distractor for beginners. And let me explain why. When Looey gets hit once, he gets a permanent speed boost until you get healed. When he gets hit again and goes down to 1 heart, he becomes fast enough to outwalk almost every floor 1 twisted, even with no trinkets. Now, of course you won't do this in a real game. Most Looeys distract with 2 hearts to be faster with trinkets on, which I'll talk about soon. But this demonstration shows you something special. Distraction looks hard when you're on a slow tune, but once you feel Looey's speed, it clicks instantly. To get Looey, you have to finish Poppy Mastery first, but just get hit a lot on Poppy and basically you're done. Or you can get on Tisha to practice, but it's not as easy to practice with no trinkets as her. She's only 500 Ichor and many people already have her. You absolutely can practice with 0 trinkets, but to make it even easier, there are 2 trinkets I recommend to start. Number 1, Dogplush. It increases your walk speed by 10%. This is key as you generally don't have to run while distracting. You earn this by getting 100% research on Twisted Toodles. And number 2, Speedy Shoes. It gives you a 5% boost to your walk and also your run speed. Nothing crazy, but enough to make spacing a lot more forgiving and allow you to run when you need to. You buy this in Dandy's store under the Buy Trinkets section. Most distractors run these 2 trinkets because they're simple and effective. I'll talk about the other trinket options in my next video. Alright, now let's practice this safely as a solo using Looey. Go to the middle of the map. Grab castles as you see them to see who's here. Look around and find the Twisteds. You can sprint some, but watch your stamina. Now this is not normal, but of course you want to get hit twice since you have on no trinkets. After that second hit, move away some, and once that Twisted gains consciousness, walk around and go find the other Twisted. Never stop walking, but turn your view from side to side so you can find the other bad guy. Once you have them both, you want to go ahead to the broken elevator, often called broken. Make sure you peek back at the Twisteds, but you never want to only stare at them, so you won't run into a wall or object or teammates or other Twisteds as you'll get more on higher floors. Some people will loop just in a general circle on some maps, and that makes sense. But practice also looping around an object like this. We often call it an island and try to get a smooth feel for how this works. Now I prefer islands as some Twisteds must be looped around islands, which I'll cover later on. Now never do this. Do not move tight around the islands as this can throw off rhythm, and when the Twisteds hit the island, this can get someone else hit on the other side. You'll notice it becomes super clean, super predictable, and honestly kind of relaxing. Some people even distract while listening to music. Let's talk about which tunes people actually use to distract, because Looey isn't the only option, but he is the easiest one to learn on. There are 4 other common distractor tunes, and each one plays differently depending on your team, stealth values, and how comfortable you are. Tisha is cheap to unlock, and she actually distracts well. but her stamina is low. If your team is made of toons of 1 or 2 star stealth, it is tougher though. She works best when your friends intentionally use high stealth toons so you can learn safely. Goob is great with very high stamina. He can even grab teammates in trouble or in the elevator. But to get him, you have to buy his sister scraps first and do half of her mastery. He distracts well, but most beginners won't start with him. Gordy is one of the best distractors in the game. Almost nobody can pull Twisteds from him except another Gordy or Brightney and Shrimpo. His only weakness is stamina, so panic mode or fast combos can be harder if you're new. And if you miss the Halloween event, you won't be able to unlock him again until next year. Pebble is the fastest distractor in the game, except Looey at 1 heart. His passive ability is awesome, as he can see items highlighted on the floor. His bark ability acts like an air horn, and he's incredibly good at securing aggro. But Pebble's stealth is 3 stars, and most public teams often use toons with 1 or 2 star stealth. That means he can lose LOS or get teammates hit unless everyone understands stealth. He's amazing, but not the easiest toon to start with. So yes, you have options, but for learning the basics, Looey gives you the smoothest, easiest experience. Tisha is next best if you just started playing, since she's cheap to unlock. You'll see on screen some of the other common distractors used. Once you master the rhythm, you can switch to any of these other toons depending on your team and your playstyle. Now let's talk about stealth and line of sight, often called LOS, because this is what decides who the Twisteds go after. If you want the full breakdown with examples, I already made a complete stealth guide you can watch after this. But here's the short version every distractor needs to know. If someone near you has lower stealth, they will get targeted instead of you, even if you have LOS. So you never want to distract right next to someone with lower stealth. If someone accidentally pulls your Twisteds and they have lower stealth, you'll have to wait until they lose line of sight to get them back. Don't get too close, because as soon as your teammate loses LOS, the Twisteds will immediately turn back to you, and that can cause you to get hit. If you and your teammate have the same stealth, they can run forward and you can get behind them to take aggro. Stealth determines detection range and priority, so you have to be aware of who's around you, and it really helps to know the stealth of all the toons on your team. So here's a quick visual of all the toons and their stealth, so feel free to look at this the next time you choose to distract. If you have a backup distractor, they will often bring Twisteds to you on purpose. If they have higher stealth than you, the Twisteds will immediately switch to you, so be ready. This was a public lobby, and my backup did a great job actually. He said it was a bad pass, but he didn't know he was playing with a pro distractor. If they have the same stealth, they'll have to use crafty ways like using a stealth candy to pass, or learning how to come close to you in the right spot. The Shrimpo sticker above my head is what I often use to communicate this. Always be ready for teammates to hand Twisteds off to you, especially in coordinated runs. Here are the biggest mistakes new distractors make. Do not take a hit to avoid a teammate. There's nothing wrong with trying to protect teammates, but it's up to them to watch for you and see where you're headed. You are already protecting them by distracting. They need to watch you and be careful. Notice this time how Glisten is more careful about seeing where I'm headed. Whatever you do, stay calm if something happens. Don't panic. Try to see if your teammate can lose line of sight and then get back to work. Don't sprint too much. Don't forget, for most Twisteds, once you have them chasing you, there's no reason to run while distracting them. Be careful losing LOS by hitting a boss or turning too sharply. If you hit a boss, you will lose line of sight. Also, yes, it's called panic mode, but it's not time for you to panic. You can start sprinting some, but you don't have to sprint the whole time. Whatever you do, do not panic. Just sprint some, as the Twisteds do get faster as they chase you, but not too fast where you run out of stamina. Just keep a steady pace until you see everyone at the elevator in the chat, or about 10 seconds left. If you avoid these mistakes, distracting becomes 10 times easier. And that's the basis of distracting. With Looey, the right trinkets, and a consistent looping rhythm, distracting becomes one of the calmest and easiest roles in the game. In part 2, I'm going to break down every twisted one by one. Those annoying grabbers, how to distract with the lethals, and of course, the hardest to distract at first, Twisted Pebble. All the mains and how to deal with their abilities, and how to survive panic mode and blackouts. So, if you don't want to miss that, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.